Welcome to the Jimbo Knows show. Today is July the 10th. I'm the host, Jimbo Banks. I have with me today my co-host, Harry Ezell III.
How everybody doing today?
So today we basically going to just talk about a bunch of sports, baseball, basketball, and a little bit of football that's coming up. But mostly basketball with LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, and Carmelo Anthony. Where we think where they're going to go and end up with what teams. So let's start with Anthony. What do you think about Anthony staying with the Knicks, Harry?
Yeah, he's going to stay with the Knicks. It's logical for him. He's from New York. He played his college in New York. His wife is from New York. His kids like living in New York. He can get the most money by staying in New York. I don't know. The only other place that I could see him going to where he can instantly be a championship contender would be Houston or Dallas. Not in Los Angeles. They would still need a couple more pieces there. But New York, go there, make the most money, wait about 2 years for them to get the pieces together, get in that Phil Jackson system coached by Derek Fisher, and he'll be fine. Even though he will be up in age, he'll be around 32, 33, I think. Where he can still be somewhat effective, probably not the dominant player that he is currently right now, but I see him staying put in New York.
Yeah, I thought he was going to go to the Bulls for the longest, but now I've seen some stuff about it, but I think he's really going to stay with the Knicks. Or I thought the Lakers had a real good chance of getting him, but I don't think he's going to go out that far.
Yeah, speaking about the Bulls did clear up some cap space when they amnestied Carlos Boozer, because I believe that cleared up around $16 million for them. But really, Carmelo Anthony was big about he wanted to raise his kids in a safe environment. And then you look at the Chicago area itself, it's pretty much the murder capital of America right now. So that's not a place where you want to raise your kids, even though you're going to be making a ridiculous amount of money. So the whole LA thing, I don't think it's a good fit for the simple fact is that Kobe Bryant's going to be coming back with a vengeance. The game is only 48 minutes long, and Kobe's going to get his shots. You know that.
You know that. That's almost like Allen Iverson comment there.
Yeah, Kobe's going to get his shots. And the question is, will Carmelo be able to get his shots as well in Los Angeles? And I don't think that's going to happen.
But who's the Knicks going to put around Carmelo Anthony to have a championship team ready for him this coming up year?
Well, there's still Kevin Love out there, but Kevin Love is going to seek a max contract as well. There's also still, what's his name? Chandler Parson. He's still available. However, he did get a nice offer from the Dallas Mavericks to leave Houston. So you never know. He might go to Dallas. He could still sign with Houston. He could still sign with any other team. There's who else is still out there? Lance Stevenson from the Indiana Pacers. He's still a free agent. He hasn't signed with any team. So there are some players out there available to get him around. And also, if you look at the Knicks, they still got Iman Shumpert coming back. They still got J.R. Smith coming back. So they got some small players. They just need to get some big players in there, which to replace Tyson Chandler because he went back to Dallas. So they need definitely a big man because Amari Stoudemire, he's done. He's not the Amari of old. It's a wrap for him. It's sad, but he's done.
What do you think? Let's switch off to James. What his options? I was thinking he's on a plane to Cleveland right now.
Yeah. In Cleveland, they got Dion Waiters and Kyrie Irving and Anderson Varejao. And what's the young kid they just drafted? Andrew Wiggins. Going to Cleveland would just be going to a younger Miami with no championship pedigree. There's no big man in Cleveland right now. You might say Anderson Varejao, but he can't score the ball. He can defend the paint, but he's not going to give you points. He's going to get you points on garbage, putbacks, alley-oops. He's not going to get you points by putting his back to the basket, doing a hook shot, or doing a little fadeaway, or taking his man down in the post. So LeBron James, it's shown that in this past championship series, he needs a big man down there so he can throw the ball down to the post and make easy buckets. So yeah, by all means, LeBron, go back home to Cleveland, be forgiven in your hometown, but you're going to struggle again to try to win a championship because you have no big man. Or you can stay in Miami, where they just recently signed Danny Granger and Josh McRoberts. They still need somebody who can be a big man down there because both of those are still power forwards. But at least McRoberts helps stretch the floor because he is a much better shooter than Chris Bosh is, so he can knock down some three-pointers for you because he came into the league. Actually, he was at Duke shooting three-pointers, so he can come in and shoot some three-pointers for the Heat. And you got Danny Granger, who is about 6'9", who can take people off the dribble, who can also play with his back to the basket, so he helps spread the floor instead of them just collapsing in the paint and let LeBron James put his head down and try to go to work. So they got some potential there in Miami. And remember, Kevin Love is still out there. So that's who they really need to land, I think, in Miami. If you can actually – my thing, this is what I said about when free agency started. You go ahead and you let all three of them opt out, Wade, Bosh, and James. And you tell them that we're all going to try to sign you back. What you want to do is you want to get Dwayne Wade for as least amount of money as you possibly can. You want to offer money to Kevin Love, and you want to offer money to Chris Bosh, you want to offer money to LeBron James. And if Chris Bosh decides to pay for about $6 million, $8 million, it's a bonus on your part. You really don't want Chris Bosh there because he looked tremendously out of place this postseason. Like he didn't know what he was doing. He was just running around. A lot of people kept on saying that it was the system of basketball that he was playing in. It's not his player caliber. Well, if it's the system and Eric Spoelstra is your coach, do you fire your coach or do you get a better player? I say
get a better
player. Get a better player. Yeah, because Eric Spoelstra's system works. It produced 2 championships. He just needs players.
3 championships.
He was there for the first one?
I think so. With Wade and them. No, hold on, that's wrong.
I thought that was Riley.
Yeah, that was Riley.
Yeah. So,
the Heat needs to just go ahead and drop Odom, man.
Oh yeah, Greg Oden. He needs to go ahead and get.
He's got to retire.
Yeah.
What season he played yet?
Yeah, pretty much. He's done.
If they that's more money they could free up by dropping him.
Yeah. That's true.
Because we all know Wade is going to stay in Miami because Wade's been with them forever.
Yeah.
They talking about Boss going to Houston maybe if James don't stay there.
Yeah, Houston did offer Chris Bosh a max deal, but I don't. You're already right now fighting between James Harden and Dwight Howard on who's going to get the ball at the last minute to score. So you put Chris Bosh into that dynamic, and as you saw in the playoffs and during the regular season, when the game is on the line, if the ball goes to Bosh, it stops. He's shooting it. He's throwing it up. It's not going anyplace else. So
you got that right.
Ideally, this is what I would like to see. I would like to see LeBron James stay in Miami. I would like to see Kevin Love go down to Miami. I would like to see Chris Bosh go to the Rockets. I would like to see Pau Gasol come to San Antonio and watch San Antonio win it again, which should be a three-peat because we all know they won it last year in 6.
Man, we can't go on old stuff no more, man.
You know they won it in 6.
You got to let the past be gone, man. It'll be a 2-peat.
Ray Allen assaulted Ginobili in Game 6.
He might have, but nobody didn't call it, so no foul, no harm.
There was harm.
Man, he all right. He just can't shoot no more.
Yeah, did you hear that the Cavaliers are actually going after Ray Allen to sign him as a free agent?
Him and somebody else.
Yeah, I think him and Mike Miller.
Yeah, that's what I read. Yeah, Mike Miller and him. So if Cleveland could get those two, get Love and LeBron, They should have a stacked team for next year.
Yeah, which is true. Which is true. But is there enough money to go around after you've paid LeBron 20 million? He's really got to come up off that 20 million.
Yeah, he just wants a max contract. That's basically what he wants right now.
Yeah. Not too many teams are going to give it to him.
Only two teams I know probably going to give it to him: the Cleveland and Miami.
Yeah. Pretty much.
And all the news right now in Cleveland is they got to have more security officers at his home house. Why would people line up outside his house when the man is in Las Vegas doing his camp right now?
Vandalism.
Yeah, that's true, but I don't think they vandalism anything.
Yeah, it's vandals. They're always out there. They want to just dig in them pockets.
I get coochie all over them.
Release the hounds.
So let's switch the subject about baseball. You been watching baseball lately?
Oh, come on now. You know that. What's really struggling right now in baseball is that the Cubs. I mean, the Cubs traded away their ace, Mike Scherzer, to the best team in baseball. I really want the Cubs to be good. I really do. But they keep on letting their best players go. I don't know why.
Don't that remind you of a certain team and where you located?
Yeah, the Braves do the same thing. But the Braves stay relevant, though. The Cubs aren't relevant.
No, they haven't have a good team in a while.
I mean, you remember that? It was back when we were in high school when they had a good team.
Sammy Sosa.
Yeah. Didn't they go all the way to like the World or the AL or the NL championships?
I believe so, yeah.
And that dude reached over and grabbed the ball from the player.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That dude better be glad he made it out the stand that night. If I was a player, I'd reach over and start choking his ass.
I really just want the Cubs to be relevant. And I really want fans in Detroit to realize that Verlander is still a good pitcher. I don't know why they're booing Justin Verlander. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense at all.
You know how fans are. Everything we do don't make no sense.
Yeah. And another thing, Bryce Harper finally came back, but he looks, to be in his young 20s, I think he's like 20 or 21, he looks old. Very, very old. And all he had was like a broken thumb or something. So I don't know what he's been doing in the off season or while he was hurt.
Obviously nothing if he looks that old.
Yeah. Yeah, my poor Yankees.
We can't talk about them right now.
Yeah. And then, watching the Braves play, it's quite depressing because, you got Dan Uggla, $20 million sitting on the bench, and you got this guy that they called up from AAA that are probably paying $3.50 playing second base. And I'm just like, get rid of Uggla, please. Please get rid of Uggla.
But at least Braves won 10 games in a row before the last lost.
Yeah, but, they still got $20 million just chilling on the bench, smiling.
Yeah, I'd be smiling too if I was on the bench making $20 million.
Yeah,
I'd be signing some autographs for the fans too and throwing back to the stands.
You can't have that. You can't have that these days.
That's $20 million you can spend somewhere else.
Yeah. They need to do something quick. And what was the other thing? Out there in the Bay Area, San Francisco, you got the kid Lincecum do another no-no against the Padres. I guess the Padres must be his favorite team because that's the second time he's actually no-hit them. So I don't know what they're doing out there, but when the ball's coming, just swing the bat or do something.
I need to check that. Check the ball, make sure he ain't put no pine tar or something on it.
Some pine tar, some grease, some Crisco. Getting a little extra something on the ball.
Making it slippery so it doesn't bounce foul off the bat foul.
Yeah. But I mean, baseball starting to get a little bit mundane right now because everybody's shutting down we got All-Star Week coming up,
Yes, home run derby's
and you
on the
get to
15th, I
watch
think.
yeah, I don't know why they keep on changing the format of the home run derby. It's like the marquee thing that everybody tunes in to watch during All-Star Week.
They
It's like the
changed it
slam
again?
dunk contest. Yeah, they're changing again. It's a bracket system now. So instead of going who are the top, I think the top five hitters out of the group, they're going you against somebody else, and y'all hit, and whoever wins moves on in the bracket. So
Oh,
basically, if you go up against Chris Davis, you just better hope he has a bad time. Oh, what's the other dude? That's in the Orioles, Adam Jones. You know, you don't want to go up against those guys, or Mike
no.
Trout. You know, or what's the other guy's name that's in there? Jose Bautista. You know, you don't want to swing against those guys. You want somebody. I don't even know. I mean, everybody in the home run contest is in the home run contest because what? They pound the ball. So
Yeah, they should.
it,
Hopefully, they could hit a home run off of practice swings
yeah,
because the ball ain't coming at 103 miles an hour.
yeah.
Or
So,
Richard Hamilton that one year in the Yankee Stadium going like 22 in the first round.
oh yeah, that was ridiculous.
Yeah, they just need to keep some formats the same thing. Like you said, the NBA dunk. I didn't like that format they did last year. I mean, no specific person won the dunking contest.
Yeah,
That's
yeah. I'm
that's
still
the
trying to
only
figure
reason
out
why
who
we
won it.
watched the thing. Come on, dude. I mean, we didn't
Yeah,
watch the 3-point shooters. We didn't watch it to see who did the All Star Challenge or the Taco Bell
yeah,
Speed Challenge. I didn't watch it for that crap. I watched it for the slam dunks.
yeah. And everybody's still trying to figure out who really won the slam dunk contest. We don't know. We do
Three
not know.
people? How can three people win when there's only supposed to be one winner?
Yeah, I thought those three guys were going to go head to head afterwards, but they didn't. So
That would have been nice.
yeah, that would have been nice. Crown a champion at least.
I know that crap wasn't going well with Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, you and Dominique got a tie, huh?
No, they would have went out to a park outside somewhere and settled it on a court outside.
Hey, you with the camera. Come on. We're going outside.
Yeah, bring your Kodak.
So, you know me, you're both big football fans. And
Yes, sir.
you're the Steelers.
Yes, sir.
And I follow a couple of teams, but so what's going to happen this year in football, Harry?
So I am very, very upset with the Steelers. We let our speedy receiver yet again, after we lose Mike Wallace, we lose Emmanuel Sanders. Emmanuel Sanders is now a Denver Bronco, so I don't know who's on our receiver core. I don't know who's our running back.
You got a
I
6'5"
know
Martavius Bryant on your team.
Martavius Bryant
Mm-hmm.
from Oklahoma.
No, from Clemson. He's a rookie this year.
Clemson.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, I don't follow the ACC like that, so
I
I
just
hope he.
remember who drafted him. That's the only thing.
Okay, I hope he can do something, a little something, something.
I hope so. He's 6'5", though.
Yes, but I just know. I mean, we get receivers and just let them go, just like Santonio Holmes. I mean, I was glad to see Plexiglass. No, Plexiglass was still good when we let him go. Plexico Blurs. I mean, I don't know why I keep calling that
Um,
dude
is that
Plexiglass.
before he shot himself or after he
Yeah,
shot himself?
that was before he shot himself.
I know that, man.
Yeah,
That one-hand catch what he got for the Giants on
yeah,
top of the helmet.
yeah. What's a? I don't. I mean, the Steelers is. I'm really not gonna pay them any attention until preseason right now, because maybe they got something under their sleeves. They got cooking because I know they addressed the defense in the draft because their defense it didn't look like Steeler defense. It did not look like Steeler defense at all. And so I'm gonna talk to a brighter subject. Did you hear what Richard Sherman did to Michael Crabtree lately?
I heard he said something else to him, but I haven't heard the whole story about it.
Yes, he said that he wanted to choke him out. And out of all the venues that he said he wanted to choke him out, it was on the Discovery Channel. probably the least amount of sports are shown on the Discovery Channel. And what he was referring to was that he wanted to play Crabtree again and again throughout his career just to choke him out and shut him down and prove that he is a starting receiver in the NFL. I'm just like, really, Richard? Really? Come on. You're a Super Bowl champion. You got the big contract. You got the endorsement deals now. Just leave Crabtree, leave this guy, let him lead his mediocre NFL career, and you just leave him alone. You need to step up to a bigger and better challenge with
Yeah.
somebody else.
80 still part of Legion of Doom or Boom?
Yeah, the Legion of Boom. Yeah, just just leave poor Crabtree alone. I mean,
I mean, you
you
did
really,
show him up in the NFC Championship game.
yeah, you did. You did. Just leave for just let Crabtree be. I mean, it's getting kind of sad now. I feel kind of bad for Crabtree because he's trying. It's like when you're first learning how to play the game and everybody's dominating you and you keep on trying and trying and trying and you still can't win. That feeling that you get, that's the feeling that probably Crabtree has whenever he goes up against Richard Sherman. I just want Richard to just leave him alone.
Yeah,
Just let him be.
I see your whole point on that. Yeah, sometimes you just got to let beef go or start
Yeah.
picking on one person.
And trust me, I do like beef amongst teams. I always think that those rival games, like the old Colts and Patriots games, the old Ravens and Steelers games, those games always have some of the hardest hits, some of the most exciting plays. They're nail biters going down to the wire. You never know who's really going to win. They're not blowouts. They're always close games. They're great games to watch. I like those games. I like it when there is a beef in a football game. But when a team is just getting physically dominated, it's like the first week of college football when those non-FBS schools are playing major conference schools. And the scores are like, what, 55-3,
100 and nothing.
65. Yeah, it's just not. It's fun because your team is winning, but it's really not fun to watch because it's not entertaining. So
That's when in the second half you just tell the timekeeper, hey, every incomplete pass, everything, let this clock keep on running. Like I forget what team did that last year in the fourth quarter.
that's funny. There is a rule in college football that they do have the accelerated clock, to where they don't stop the clock, and it's the winning team always asks the losing team, would you like to have the accelerated clock so you can't have this ass whooping basically continue on and on and on and on. And like you said, there's even the only time the clock stops is when you call a timeout. There's no stoppage of clock, just to accelerate the game and hurry it up and get it out of here.
That's like when the College of Charleston or the Citadel play like Florida or Florida State. That's when they just need to have it for the whole four quarters because they ain't get no chance in hell to win it.
Yeah, it's actually, what was that? I think when the Citadel played the Gators, they used the accelerated clock in the second half because they basically had no chance. They're down by 35 coming into the third quarter. I'm like, yeah, just keep the clock rolling. Just keep the clock rolling.
And the only reason why the Citadel did is because they're going to get a big payday going down to Florida and playing the Gators.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. If you come from a D2 school and a D1 school offers you $400,000, and they say, because I think, didn't Florida go to the Citadel campus to play? Yeah, so the Citadel didn't even have to play for travel costs. So you're going to come in here, your players are going to get beat up, and you're going to get $400,000. That pretty much buys all the equipment and all the training facilities that they need for that year for just that one game. Of course, any coach would take it, and they would take it next year, and the next year, and the next year, and the next year. What I would like to see for these major conference teams, and I'm talking about, the SEC, the ACC, the Big Ten, the Pac-12, what's another major conference out there? I already said the Big 12. Don't talk to me about the WAC.
I think you named all the big conferences. Conference.
Yeah, those big conference. If you're going to schedule some of those non-FBS teams, it's that I don't let those win-loss count to your record, but the touchdowns, the yards, gains, all the accolades that can go into the record books, let those be null in those non-FBS games. Because let's be honest, you're basically running up stats.
You are telling the truth there. I mean, you got the best player in your team going against a high school bench player, and you just bulldoze them every spot on the field.
Yeah, I mean, it's because like some of these challenges that they have in NCAA, where you have to rush for 200 yards and pass for 200 yards.
And that's easy, man.
I mean, well, okay, it's easy for the seasoned vets, but realistically, in real life,
you ain't gonna see that too much.
Yeah, I mean that's damn near impossible that the same player is going to rush for 200 yards and throw for 200 yards because essentially you got to do it with a quarterback.
Yeah,
your quarterback running for 200 yards, it's very risque.
Ask Michael Vick.
Yeah, it's just I just don't see that happen. And speaking of which, thank you EA Sports for not producing an NCAA football game this year. What am I going to do with my July and August? What am I going to do?
They didn't have a choice to.
I know they lost the rights.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's going to happen.
It's always Madden.
I guess I got to actually pick up Madden.
You got Madden now. You probably never opened it.
Madden's still in the plastic now.
It was a pretty decent game. I really have a college football game, like you said. At least you don't have an expectation on one player. You can just change it up with a college football team.
Yeah, and pretty much, once you play the game enough, out of the 32 teams, you find out that there's that one team that's superior in every aspect of the game. Whereas in the college football, there are 180 teams.
Something like that. No, not on the football game. It's like 102.
102? Yeah.
Yeah.
And, outside of Alabama, you pretty much have a decent chance against any team that you play against.
That is kind of true.
Yeah, because Alabama, if you put Alabama on the easiest setting, they still get 5 interceptions a game. I'm throwing screen passes. How is this happening? Yeah, they're just ridiculous. They're just ridiculous. But I am pretty excited. I believe August 28th, Carolina has a Thursday game. So,
yes.
I'm conveniently sick on that day. It's already in the books.
You don't got to be sick. That's a night game. What are you talking about, man?
It's an all-day event, Jimmy.
I know. You going to Columbia for it?
You know what? That is a great question. So, for the past, 5 years? Carolina's had winning
a Thursday
seasons.
night game?
No, they've had Thursday night games for the past almost 10 or 12 years now.
I'm talking about almost open season games still. It's been like 3 or 4 years straight.
Yeah, we've had 3 or 4 years straight. We've had the opening game. But, I haven't gone to a game in 5 years, and we've had 11 win seasons for the past 5 years. So
I'm guessing you're not going to a game.
It's very superstitious. I was like, what? You're trying to tell me all this time to be a fan of Carolina, I don't have to attend the games? So, yeah, unfortunately, that's my superstition. I stay away from Carolina during football season.
So basically, you're going to do what I do to scream at the TV.
Yeah. Scream at the TV and threaten to drive up there.
I could get to Columbia quicker than you could get to Columbia.
Not when Carolina's playing. Bet.
I think I can. You still got like a 3-hour drive. I got an hour drive.
Bet me.
Your maximum can't go that fast.
You don't know the bounds and limitations it will take for me to get there. Maneuvers can be made. Things can be done. Upgrades can be made.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It can and will happen. So I see you got on your, what is that, your Taj Gibson?
No, man.
Oh,
Sammy Watkins.
you're Sammy Watkins, Bills uniform. So, are you excited for Clemson football or excited for Buffalo Bills football? Or
I'm just wearing it because man played for Clemson, man. Just like I got a C.J. Spiller Bulls jersey too.
oh, okay. What number is he on the Bills?
21.
21. Oh, okay. 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 That's cool. That's cool.
But hopefully they play him
That's cool.
more better than they have been the last couple of years.
Well, didn't they have Fred Jackson?
Yeah.
Is he still on the squad?
I think he is. I'm not
okay.
100% too sure about that yet.
Yeah. But Spiller is faster, so he might get some run this year. You never know.
And yeah, I am kind of excited about Clemson football, but it's almost like a rebuilding year for us.
Who's your QB?
It is. Damn it, I can't think of his name right now. He's a senior quarterback.
Okay, so y'all got some experience.
Yeah, I know. They was gonna think about starting the freshman Watson, but they thought about it and put the senior in charge for right now.
Yeah, we're going to play good old Dylan Thompson. So.
Damn, he ain't graduated yet?
No, Connor Shaw graduated. Yeah.
I know he graduated, but it seemed like Dylan Thompson been on the team forever.
Shh. You get 4 good years.
It's been like 6 years since that man joined the team.
You know what's funny? Gosh, what was the running back that we had? Kenny Irons. Now, I could have sworn to you that Kenny Irons was the running back when I went to school, and Kenny Irons was still the running back when I graduated from school, and it took me 5 years. I'm like, man, I know Kenny Irons got to be at least 28. That's a grown man playing some football with y'all kids.
Pushing 30.
Yeah. We had Pops on our team one time. We had a 38-year-old at receiver at 1 year. So, you never know. But I read a very interesting article from the great George Rogers. For some reason, he said that Mike Davis has the potential to be a Heisman running back. And I was like, as much as I love Mike Davis as a running back, he was phenomenal for like the first 6 games of the season. But you saw his numbers just dropped, plummet. I don't think he even played the last 2 games of the season because he got hurt. So, I just wish players or former players would come out and say that such and such is a Heisman candidate before a game is played. Let's see what he looks like let's see what he looks like after the Georgia game. Second game of the season, we always play Georgia. Actually, no, it got changed. I don't know when we played Georgia.
I couldn't tell you. I know it was the second game for a couple of years now.
No, it's always been the second game of the season we played Georgia, but I think it got changed to like the 4th game. For some reason, they changed that. I don't know why. Well, it's kind of good because being in this awful peach state that I live in, I don't have to listen to those UGA fans talk about the Carolina stuff, and then we win. They won't even look at me in the eye.
No, they ain't gonna look in your eye. You know that. You can't even find Carolina games on the station. What are you talking about?
You say that jokingly, but I honestly, when I first moved here, I went to this bar and they had, hold on, I can count them out because I go there all the time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Same place
6.
I went with you?
Yeah. They had 6 televisions, all of them showing the Georgia game. And I went in there and I was like, hey, is there any way we can change one of these TVs to the South Carolina game? The waitress looked at me and was like, are they playing UGA? No. No, we can't change the channel. I was like, y'all got 6 TVs on UGA and I can't get one on a different game? It's like, you're in Georgia now, hon. And I was like, okay, let me get mine to go. And I ain't going to tip your ass.
You just lost a tip.
Yeah, so
let's talk about that real quick. Dang on, what's that guy's name now? Play for the Buccaneers. Warren Sapp.
Warren Sapp? Okay.
Did you hear what he did to a waitress lately? A couple weeks ago.
No, what did he do?
They went into a sports bar to watch the USA soccer game, and the waitress come up and said, "How y'all boys doing today?" They said, "First of all, we ain't boys." And she kept on, I guess, kept on calling them boys for some reason. Then when he went to go pay the tip and everything, he wrote down $0 that boys don't tip.
Uh, oh, I gotta look to see how much that bill was. Just to make this.
$69, I think, something like that. It had pizza, wings, and something else.
Oh, that's hilarious. That is hilarious. Oh my gosh, because boys don't tip.
He kept on telling the waitress, "I'm not a boy, I'm a grown man." And that's how he signed the bill too. Boys don't tip.
That is funny. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I wish they had a picture of the receipt.
At one time, they
That
did have a
is
picture receipt.
that is so funny. Boys don't tip. It's kind of funny, That's your job. Your job is to provide customer service. The person tells you don't call me a boy. You keep on calling him a boy. Hey, you get,
You get
what do
what you
you
get.
actually, yeah, what do you expect? And I want my food hot.
You got anything else to say about the topics we talked about tonight, Harry?
This is kind of that intermediate part of the year where there's not that really much to talk about in sports because, World Cup soccer, I can't speak on that. I'm still learning the game of soccer. The only
Who?
thing is that I know is that scoring 7 goals in the soccer match is an anomaly and doesn't happen that often. So,
You know that never hardly happens. You watch the person kick the ball this way, then it goes back this way for a couple feet, then it goes back this way for a little feet. Maybe 45 minutes. Goal! And that's the end of the game.
yeah, pretty much. But I did get a little bit excited when the United States was in it. But when they got out, I was like, I could care less. U.S. isn't anymore. The sport's over. It's dead again.
You know we ain't
And
that good at soccer.
yeah, and the whole basketball free agency kick. It used to be fun before players started having their own press conferences to announce where they're taking their talents next year.
You mean the 2.5 hour TV show?
Yeah, I was just thinking. Really, he's really going to hold a press conference for his decision to leave Cleveland. It used to be fun when you were hoping that your team would sign the big free agent that was out there, so your team would be better. But now it's just like, okay, superstars are just teaming up for a little while to get championships because it happened in Boston, it happened in Miami, and then I can see it happening probably in Houston and probably again in Miami. So it's free agency in basketball is just dead. The NFL, those mini
Pre-
camp. You know what I'm talking about? The Hard Knocks TV show.
yes. I forget. I forget where they're gonna have it this year.
Yeah,
They
that
already announced.
show.
They already announced where they're gonna have it at. I just forgot what team they said they're
Oh,
gonna.
Atlanta. Atlanta's going to have it.
Okay.
It's going to be here in Atlanta. That show used to be really good when it was in Dallas.
Or
That show used.
what he had it at the Cincinnati.
Yeah, yeah. It used to be really good, but now the show's become more of a media spectacle. So it's not that fun to watch anymore. It's almost become reality TV in the sports world, which sports is already reality TV. So it's blah. It's not that interesting to me anymore. Baseball, right now there's a whole bunch of moves going on in baseball, but baseball won't get very interesting again until probably August. Excuse me, when teams are making that late postseason push into September and October. So Which, by the way, tickets are actually really cheap now.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna
Really
talk
cheap.
about that. We're gonna talk about that after we get off air.
Yeah, really cheap now. So I'll be going back to a couple of games here at Turner Field. Outside of that, I'm just August 28th. I'm waiting for that.
Yeah, I'm the same way, but we play September
How
1st.
about you?
Can't wait to September 1st, and after all these crappy preseason games, we don't watch the preseason games. And why the heck is my camera going in and out like this?
I don't know. I don't know. I just hope I get it. It's funny how when people talking about, yeah, my team went undefeated in the preseason. I'm like, yeah, it's preseason.
How many?
The starters set the
That's what I was
bench
about to
for
ask you.
four
How,
quarters.
how many minutes did you stars play before the bench came in? The third and fourth and
Yeah,
fifth string came in to help you out, and that's so boring you could just fall asleep on.
yeah. But some people, because football is football to them, they watch the preseason like it's week 15.
Week 17,
Yeah.
about to go to the Super Bowl.
Oh man.
But the thing is, I still can't believe why the Carolina Panthers dropped Steve Smith, the best player they had. They let him go.
I can give you 38 reasons why they dropped Steve Smith.
Just
And
give me one.
he's 38 years old.
But still, he was still good though.
Yeah, I mean, he's 38. He's 5'6", 5'8". He might still be fast. Or I'm sorry, he probably is 36. I don't want to give him 38. But, he's getting up there in age to what they consider the football life is coming out. I mean, he was still effective from when he was actually on the field because he was injury prone last season. So, I mean, I can understand why you get rid of him. I would have liked to have seen them offer him less money so he can finish out his career in Carolina versus paying him what he wants to get paid. Like, hey, we want to keep you, but we want to keep you at this price so we can get somebody else in that will help make the team better. And most guys, because your lifespan in football is so short, it's not going to pay. I'm sorry, not going to play for less money, especially in football. So
Oh
they go
no,
where they can get the most money.
you could get one hit and you done.
Yeah, pretty much. In which I think it's ridiculous that San Francisco, what did they guarantee Colin Kaepernick, like 80 million or 60 million dollars?
Woo! He got
Yeah,
he got paid.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's
I think it was
guaranteed
90 million.
90 million. I know it's over like 4 or 5 years, but still, to guarantee that much money in football, and like you said, any given play, he could be done for his career, not season,
Career.
career.
You could do that in practice. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
You could tear an ACL at any time just running down the field.
yeah. Speaking of that, like Sean Lee tore his ACL in organized team activities. I mean, before mini camps even opened, he was done for the season.
Yep.
So football is way too violent of a game to have. Well, let me stop that statement. Yes, some money should be guaranteed in football, but when you start talking double digits guarantees, I'm just like, no, no. I would be the world's worst GM in football. First of all, running backs would never get no more than 4 to 5 years, period. I would never sign a running back to a long-term deal.
Even Barry Sanders.
Not even Barry Sanders. Not even Barry Sanders. I would sign Barry Sanders to probably because of his running style. 3 year time span where I'm going to pay you the most amount of money based on incentives.
Yeah, I see that
If you
happen.
perform, you get this amount of money, and it's max type money. Because running backs are a dime a dozen.
Oh yeah,
Look at the running backs that were dominant last year. I promise you, they won't be dominant last year. Like Adrian Peterson was what, like 12 yards 2 years ago from breaking the all-time single season rushing record. And this past year,
he
he
got
didn't
injured.
become close. Yeah, I mean, it's just too violent of a game, especially for running back, because running back is the only player that's guaranteed to get hit by the biggest person on the defense every time he touches the ball.
You got that right.
Every time he touches the ball, he's going to get hit by the biggest player on the defense. And if he's lucky, he might break through the line and get hit by the second biggest players on the field every
Maybe
time.
the smallest player if you go in the very very backfield.
Yeah, I mean, it's just too volatile. And then receivers, I hate to say it, receivers would be the only players that I would sign long term. Because even quarterbacks I wouldn't sign long term. Because
You still got the 400 pounders chasing after him.
yeah, so it's just every time I think about it, I'm just like, I'm so glad I didn't choose football to be the sport to play. So glad. So yeah, let's just August 28th can't get here fast enough.
You know that. That's true.
I'm ready.
All right, let's go ahead and end this show. You want to tell everybody how they can find you here?
All right, as usual, I have my little link right down there, so please go check that out. You can see my photos on there. You can catch me on the Google Plus at the Mind of Cube. You can catch me on the Twitter at the Mind of Cube. You can catch me on the Facebook at what's my Facebook link again?
Harry Ezell the third.
Oh, there you go. You can catch me there.
No thing about your show that's coming up Sunday.
Oh, you know what? I totally forgot. Yes, people. The Summer Blockbuster series continues in its ninth episode. We are reviewing Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. I am pretty excited about this movie. If it's even half as good as Rise of the Planet of the Apes, this movie is going to be great. I've also kind of spoiled it for myself because I've been reading what other reviewers are saying about it, and they are saying that it is even better than the first Planet of the Apes movie. So, yes, please tune in on Sunday. Oh my gosh, I forgot what date Sunday is. I
The
think
13th.
Sunday the 13th of July at 7 o'clock. Me and my co-host Richard, aka Optimus124 Brown, will be reviewing the Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. So get your popcorn ready and get ready to watch.
All right, I'm Jimbo Banks. You can find me on Google Plus as Jimmy E Banks II. Find me on Facebook, Jimmy Banks. Find me on Twitter, Jimbo2914. You can find me nowhere else, I guess. That's all. Turn into the Mavcast this Saturday for a brand new show. I can't remember what his topic he's going to do on this show, but he always has a good show. And Harry and him are supposed to have a new show coming up pretty soon. Ain't it right, Harry?
We're still working on that one. We're still working on that one. But stay tuned. We'll put it out there on Google for y'all to let you know.
All right, this is Jimbo Knows. We will try to be back next week to talk about more sports topic. Hopefully LeBron James and Anthony comes up with a decision pretty soon, because we all know Wade is staying in Miami. So, peace.